What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be showcasing a Cyber Dragon Spright Runick deck that I've been tinkering around with, while also showing a couple of Cyber Dragon deck profiles, including this one, but the other one will be featuring Clockwork Knight, a new card coming out who knows when, but just a card that I wanted to go over. But before I begin, if you happen to enjoy content like this, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons would be greatly appreciated, as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. So to begin, I will point out by saying that I'm going to be doing a little bit of different style of content since I am just doing a couple of deck profiles, but I wanted to show the things that you're trying to do with the specific build in general. And you're going to see that I'm going to be playing against Branded Despia, and my opponent is going to go first, so he's going to set up his board, and he's going to summon the Albion, use its effect, banish itself and the Albaz for the Mirror Jade, use the kit in hand, then chain the Mirror Jade, get the add here as he'll banish the kit, and from there he'll add a branded opening, putting back the Albaz, and use the Albion for the expulsion as he wants to revive the Christia. So, as you'll see, that's not going to do much against a handful of Runick cards, which is a big benefit of playing these cards. And my opponent is going to immediately shotgun the expulsion, which was a bit of a mistake because he does have the Mercarier in hand. I just don't think it was worth it. He definitely could have waited for that one in my opinion, but you'll see that I'm going to use the destruction now as he's going to chain the opening, pitching the Mercarier. And from there, I can freely go off as I also have the Brilliant Flames here, which can put the Christia to the top of the deck and then banish it as one of the banishes for that part of the effect. So you'll see that I'm going to summon Core here, adding the Repair Plant, activating Fountain, using the tip. And from there I can special summon the Huggin, use the Fountain effect, put back 3 of the Runick spells in my graveyard to the deck, and then draw 3 as you... So back to my turn here, you're going to see that I'm going to top deck Nashter. And the reason that I skipped and I went to this part of the replay here is because since you are playing the Runick cards, you are going to be forced to skip your battle phase and whatnot, so there is going to be times where you have to play defensive, and the high defense of the carrot and the red here come in pretty clutch, as I also have the Huggin to recur itself if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, as you'll see that I actually made a minor misplay when I used the Fountain. I thought I had 3 quick plays in the graveyard, but I only had 2. And I'm going to use the Brilliant Flame now, popping the Albaz, and that takes care of all of his Albaz, as I'm going to chain the destruction to the Branded Lost here, and as you can see with most Runick variants, there may be a chance that the game devolves to you trying to deck them out, and as you can see, I'm really just trying to gain resources in order to pop off when I'm done using the Runick cards and know I can just win. And this is precisely why I'm showing the replay the way that I am. And it's because when I go over the Clockwork build, I want to go over some of its problems and things that could be adapted. So we'll see that my opponent top decks the Super Poly, and he's going to out my Spright monsters. Again, I didn't want to overcommit to the board because I felt like with Freezing Curse I was in a winning position regardless, and my opponent's going to pass back to me as I get the Disc Coliseum. I'm going to use the core effect, bringing out the Cyber Dragon, using the Nashter, pitching the Hers, use the normal summon the core from hand, go into Siegler to get 2 bodies on board. I have to skip my battle phase as I used a Runick quick play the previous turn. And from here my opponent's going to top deck the Fright for Patchwork, which at this point I'm kind of fearing the Chimera. So I'm going to shotgun the Freezing Curse here and mill even more cards out of his deck. But before that, I'll get even more draws. So you'll see that I'm going to activate the Brilliant Flames here. And I'll be honest, I didn't even check for the branded opening at this point. I was just so confident with what I had that I didn't see myself losing. As my opponent goes into the Masquerade, I'm going to use the Seeger in order to keep it. And from here, I'm going to just bring out the Regulus, equip the Cyber Dragon, then I pass turn to my opponent because I have to skip the battle phase this turn. And we're just going to skip a couple times here, so I'll skip to the next portion. So here we are now, and I'm going to attack over the Masquerade with the Regulus. My opponent is going to bring back the Aluber, negating the Siegler, and I'm just going to attack over it again. And from there I'm going to set the Spright Smashers. I have the Brilliant Flame and the Freezing Curse in hand. My opponent will get the Dark Ruler off here, as that puts my Cyber Dragon to the graveyard. And now I'm just going to pop the Masquerade as I get another pair of banishes. And I'm going to use the Freezing Curse here to put him down to 1 card left in deck. From there, I can draw 3 here as I put 3 cards back. And now for my turn, I'm going to top deck the Tip of the Mister Rune, which he has 1 card left exactly in deck, which is the reason why I can activate it, but we'll see that my opponent is going to lose here on deck out. So before I showcase the deck that I just played on the replay, I want to go over the Clockwork Knight variant and some of its issues and where I feel the Runick cards come in. So from a few builds I've seen, and the ones that have caught my attention, I've seen a lot of them playing a lot of the baby Cyber Dragons here, and 1 Cyber Dragon to minimize on the bricks being able to summon these out whenever go into your Almirage, and having a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, which is a concept I like in theory. But the problem lies with Prosperity and Cyber Emergency being your main forms of follow-up. Ideally, you want to see Galaxy Soldier and a way to summon your Regulus on turn 1. And while this is a blind second deck, I would like to point out, as you see the Clockwork Knights, the Mystic Minds, which I also put here because of the poor follow-up that the deck has, in my opinion. Just being able to recuperate cards, at times you may need to after being able to bait out your opponent's stuff, and then just putting them under mine raises the ceiling of the deck, as well as the Rivalry and the Clockwork Knight, working like Zombie World and Rivalry, and being able to lock your opponent out of summoning once they have a monster on board, as long as they're not playing a machine deck. So I will go over the card by card, but I just want to point out that the main point of me showing you this list here was to show how the Runick cards could be incorporated to give the deck better follow-up, and the Spright engine just being able to result in stronger boards. So we'll see the 1 Cyber Dragon, 3 Core, 3 Naxter, the 3 Hers, the 1 Regulus, the 3 Galaxy Soldier, the 3 Cyber Emergency, the 3 Clockwork Knight, the 1 Terraforming, set rotation because of the 2 Disc Colosseums and 3 Mystic Minds, the 3 Prosperities, the 1 Foolish Burial, the 1 Cyber Repair Plant, the 1 Overload Fusion, the 1 Cyberload Fusion, the 3 Rivalries, and the 3 Imperms. I didn't want to play Cybernetic Overflow because I feel like this is a format where every card in your hand matters. But onto the extra deck, we'll see the 1 Mega Fleet, the 2 Chimera Tech, the 2 Rampage, Zeus, Gaia Charger, the Infinity Nova. I wanted a second rank 5 just for backup, so I played use the 1 Almirage Spright Elf, because I do think that being able to end on Mask and Spright Elf to go into Avramax while also giving you an extra body on board by reviving a Cyber Dragon core and then being able to potentially contact Fuse with it just felt like a very interesting option for the deck. Then we'll see the Masquerena, the 1 Seeger, and the 1 Avramax. Then to the side deck there's the 1 Pink, 3 droplets, 3 cosmic cyclones, 1 harpy's feather duster, 3 appointer, 3 anti-spell, which I know looks really weird in a deck of spells, but it's because the way that this deck feels like it plays is that you kind of do have to draw perfect in order to get the end results that you want going first. And then the 1 red reboot. Okay, so now maybe what you're here for, maybe not, but this is the Runick version of the list, and there's definitely some changes that could be made to it. This is a very raw version of the build, and nothing is finalized, but as you've seen what the deck does and kind of what you want to do, I'll start here with the 3 core, the 3 Naxter, the 2 Naxter, the 1 Cyber Dragon, 2 Hers, 1 Carrot, 1 Red, the 3 Jet, the 3 Blue, the 1 Regulus, 3 Cyber Emergency, 3 Starter, the 3 Runick Tip, the 1 Fountain, the 1 Cyber Repair Plant, the 1 Cybernetic Fusion, or the Cyberload Fusion, the 1 Smashers, the 3 Freezing Curse, the 3 Destruction, the 3 Brilliant Flames, and the 1 Disc Coliseum to round out the main deck. Onto the extra deck, there's the 1 Sigler, the 2 Elf, and in that replay I actually only played 1 Elf, and I realized that that was a gigantic mistake. You do want to play 2, which is also why I play Pit Knight and not Masquerena. It's for the extra deck space. Then the 1 Almirage Zeus, the Infinity, the Nova, the 2 gigantic sprites, the 2 level 2 Runick fusions, the 1 Rampage, the 1 Chimera Tech, and the 1 Mega Fleet to round out the extra deck. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. I apologize that I'm leaving so quick, but I happen to be in a rush. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and have a good one. It's Bones, signing out.